What's up, MTG Arena fans? I'm Mason Ortiz, and this is my channel, MTG Budget Brew. My goal is to provide fun and interesting decks on a budget, and to make my decks budget, I limit myself by only using a total of 4 rare/mythic cards in a deck, so a playset's worth. But today is different. I am not here to talk about a budget brew, a budget deck list that I've performed. No, I am here to talk about a bug that may just be game breaking. There is an interaction that I have found on Arena that is not working properly. It is crazy. So, the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to show you the 2 cards that we care about today. The first is Phyrexian Vindicator. 4 white for 5/5 Phyrexian Horror with flying that says, if damage would be dealt to Phyrexian Vindicator, prevent that damage. When damage is prevented this way, Phyrexian Vindicator deals that much damage to any other target. Cool, right? Really, really good card, very strong. And when I was playtesting with it earlier today, I decided to pair it with this card. A card that no one ever uses and you've probably never even seen in a game. Gideon Sacrifice. 1 white for an instant that says, choose a creature or planeswalker you control. All damage that would be dealt this turn to you and permanents you control is dealt to the chosen permanent instead if it's still on the battlefield. So that sounds like a really cool combination, right? Like, with Phyrexian Vindicator out, if you target it with Gideon Sacrifice, any damage that your opponent would be dealt to you would instead get redirected to Vindicator. Vindicator takes no damage, and then reassigns all of that damage to any target. Super cool interaction, right? But it's not working the way that you think it should. In fact, it's way more busted than that. And I have some clips pre-recorded already to show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to pull that up right now and let's take a look. So in this scenario, here we have my opponent swinging 2 Goldspan Dragons at me and a Zorn for a total of 11 damage. On the field, I already have Phyrexian Vindicator, and in my hand, I have the Gideon Sacrifice and the mana to use it. So I'm going to cast Gideon Sacrifice. I'm going to target Phyrexian Vindicator. I say no blocks. Okay? Cool. Phyrexian Vindicator takes all the damage. On the stack now, we have 1 trigger for 11 damage. Makes sense, tracking so far, right? 11 damage was swung at me. I got all redirected to Vindicator. Vindicator again, he can't take damage, and is instead trying to reassign it elsewhere. Cool. What's the problem? Everything seems fine, right? Let's keep watching. I assign the 11 to face. Oh, but what's this? What is this? We now have 3 triggers on the stack, all for 11 damage. Why? Why do we have 3 triggers on the stack for 11 damage? Because something's wrong. Something here is not right. For some reason, the game is like adding all the damage together, but then for each source of damage that Phyrexian Indicator is taking damage from, that total amount of damage is being assigned for each instance of damage. And that's not right. And it is no coincidence that we got 3 triggers on the track, 3 triggers on the stack specifically. And I can prove that with our second clip. So here we have a very similar scenario. My opponent's swinging out at me. I have Vindicator on the field. I have the Gideon Sacrifice in hand. So I'm going to cast a Gideon Sacrifice. We target Phyrexian Vindicator. Now my opponent is swinging, 19, 20, 23 damage at us. So I say no blocks. All the damage gets assigned to Phyrexian Vindicator. Cool. Here we have a trigger on the stack for 23 damage. Makes sense. 23 damage was redirected. 23 damage was prevented. 23 damage is being reassigned. All points of damage are all accounted for. That makes sense. But now here we have our additional triggers on the stack. All the way up to 5 this time. Why 5? Because it was 5 creatures that were swinging at me and that would have connected with me. Very interesting, right? But look how busted this is. Look how insanely busted this is. We prevented 23 points of damage, and we just got to reassign 115 points worth of damage wherever we wanted. We prevented that damage, multiplied it by 5, and get to shoot it at any target. This is busted. This is not correct. And so, I still have some more testing that I did, and I want to share with you guys. In this next clip, I do something different. We do something different to try and test exactly what's going on here. So here we have my opponent swinging a ton of damage at me, right? I cast the Gideon Sacrifice on Phyrexian Vindicator, same as usual, except I do something different here. As you just saw, I decided to block. It's not necessary, but this was entirely for testing. I decided to block a 12/12 token, and something changes with our triggers on the stack, and it's very interesting. So 6 creatures have just swung. First trigger goes on the stack for 12 damage. Okay, that's fine. That's tracking. That is clearly from the 12/12 token that we blocked. Makes sense. Next trigger goes on the stack. It is for 33 damage. Now, why 33? Because that's how much damage these other 5 creatures are dealing combined. On the left side, you can see we have 10 plus another 10. That's 20 damage. Plus a 9, 29, plus another 4, 33. Every point of damage is accounted for. If it stopped here, that would make sense to me. I do think, however, that really it should be, 6. I think it should be 6 triggers on the stack. I think it should be a trigger on the stack for each creature that's dealing damage. And obviously, they should all be equal to the amount of damage being dealt. I think we should have a trigger on the stack for 4, 6, 10, 12, 4, and 9. But that's not what happens. Because, as we're about to see, the next trigger that goes on the stack, it will also be for 33 damage. And 33, and 33, and 33. So here you can see we have a total of 6 triggers on the stack. The first one is for 12, and the next 5 are all for 33 damage. And that's not right. It's not right. It's busted. And so what this proves is that there is something wrong with the way that it is adding up the damage specifically to where, specifically involving the damage that we're taking to the face. Yes, it's adding it all together, and then again, for some reason, assigning it to each trigger on Phyrexian Vindicator. And in the next clip that I have, I wanted to prove that. I wanted to see that it was specifically face that mattered. And here in this clip, my opponent is casting Crush the Weak. It deals 2 damage to each creature on the field. Okay, I use Gideon's Sacrifice. So, Crush the Weak deals 2 damage across the board. We get a trigger on the stack for Phyrexian Vindicator, dealing 2 damage, right? Ooh, it glitched out a little. Now, here we have 2 triggers on the stack, both for 2 damage. This makes sense. 2 damage was going to be dealt to Phyrexian Vindicator. It got prevented, put on the stack. 2 damage was going to get dealt to Spirited Companion, got redirected to Vindicator, got prevented, and then put on the stack. So we're dealing 4 damage. This makes sense. 4 damage was dealt to our creature's total, or would have been. 4 damage got reassigned. All makes sense, right? This involved nothing with the face, and nothing got multiplied. Now, I have another clip here, and I wanted to see if it is specifically, I remember what this clip's for. No, I recorded this clip to see, I wanted to see exactly how the damage was being added up. So what I did here is I chose a different creature to use Gideon's Sacrifice on. So here I use a Selfless Savior. I give my Inspiring Overseer Indestructible just so that we can see the damage longer. We use a Gideon's Sacrifice, and now my opponent is swinging 8 plus 5, 13, 16 total damage at me. Now, all of that 16 damage is going to be reassigned to my Inspiring Overseer, which is currently a 2/2. So it should overkill by 14 damage. So let's see what happens. Exactly that. It got overkilled by 14 damage. But, as we just saw again, it didn't get multiplied. It didn't get tripled 3 times. Which is just very interesting, because we've seen it. If that had been a Phyrexian Vindicator, what we would have seen is 3 triggers on the stack, all for 16 damage. But it didn't happen. Why not? Because there's something wrong with the interaction of these 2 cards together specifically. There's just something that's not right. And that is it that I have for the clips here. And yeah, I just really felt like showing this to people and letting it be known something's not right. I am 99% confident that this interaction is broken and is not performing the way that it should be. I'm by no means an expert on rulings. I'm not a judge or anything. I haven't studied every interaction in Magic. I've just been playing it for a couple years. And that's that's not right. This, for some reason, these 2 cards are preventing the damage as it should, adding it all together, but then multiplying it. And it's super busted. And now, with all of that said, I think we should hop into some matches and see this in action while we still can. Alright guys, here we are in our first game. Opening hand is looking a-okay. So now that we're in a match, I'm going to go over the rest of the deck. Yeah, I spent a lot of time on, the Gideon Sacrifice and Phyrexian Vindicator. That's what we really cared about today. That's what we're here to see. The rest of the deck it's very simple. I didn't do anything too crazy. This deck list is just trying to really find those 2 cards. So we've got a full set of Selfless Savior in the deck. That's just to try and give Phyrexian Vindicator a little bit of protection, right? We can sack Selfless Savior, and then another target creature we control gains indestructible until end of turn. We have Clarion Spirit in here. Whenever we cast our second spell each turn, we create a 1/1 white spirit creature token with flying. The reason I have this in here is to help us survive the early game, and we have a lot of low drop spells, so there's a good chance that we're able to trigger Clarion Spirit, like right now. I'm about to cast my second spell, which is Selfless Spirit, or Selfless Savior, and we got a Spirit token. Cool beans. Now we have a lot of draw on the deck so that I can try and find Vindicator and Gideon Sacrifice. So we have draw with Revitalize, Rune of Sustenance, Spirited Companion, and Inspiring Overseer. And then 3 out of these 4 gain us life as well. Revitalize, Rune of Sustenance gives something lifelink. Inspiring Overseer, also more life gain. And lastly, we have a little bit of removal to try, again, help us keep alive, or help us stay alive. We have a full playset of Borrowed Time. And then the Vindicators. That's it. So, very simple deck list. Yeah, that's it. Just very, very simple. The 2 cards that we care about. Sacrifice and the Phyrexian Vindicator. And it's been nuts, dude. When I first saw this happen, I was tripping out. I was confused. Alright, here I'm going to play my Clarion Spirit first, so that when I cast this Spirited Companion, we will get the trigger for both. It's nuts, dude. It's absolutely insane. The amount of damage that we're able to output, again, with it getting multiplied, is nuts. It's really, really crazy. And again, I'm just so certain this is not how it's supposed to work. Not at all. And really, I don't even know that. I don't think that it should be added together. Like I was describing in the intro, I think it makes more sense that like all of these, let's say all of these swung at us, right? And we use the sacrifice into our Vindicator. All of these have to deal their damage, and they're only dealing damage equal to their power, right? So I think it makes sense that we would have multiple triggers on the stack, 1 for each creature, and all equal to the amount of power that they have. I don't think it makes sense for it to be added all together and then put into a single shot on Phyrexian Vindicator. So we're going to see if, this video gets any attention. And if maybe, I don't know, someone from Wizards of the Coast finds out about this interaction. Maybe another smaller YouTube... I was going to say, maybe like another smaller YouTuber sees this, makes a video, and then a slightly bigger YouTuber sees it and makes a video, and it just keeps getting bigger and bigger until someone important sees this and is like, huh, you know what? You're kind of right. That's this is wrong. This is not right. Because it's busted. It's nuts. It's insane. I've spent a couple hours trying to figure this out. And I'm like, I can't find any way that this makes sense. And it doesn't. This is broken. And I think it's awesome. Needs to be patched, for sure. But I fully intend on using it while it is not patched. And honestly, it feels cool to have discovered it. And I tried Googling it. I did. I looked up as much as I could. One, about both of the cards. I Googled up all the rulings for Gideon Sacrifice, and I Googled the rulings for Phyrexian Vindicator. There was like only a single ruling for Vindicator, which makes sense. It just came out, right? But I tried Googling this combination of cards specifically, and I got nothing. So I think it's probably pretty safe to say that I am the first person to run into this interaction. Because again, who uses Gideon Sacrifice? Literally no one. Not a single soul on Earth uses Gideon's Sacrifice. They just don't. Which is crazy, because now that I look at the card, it's pretty neat. It's pretty nuts, actually. Because there's a lot of matches where you're playing where you're fine with one of your creatures dying. And you essentially get to, you know, let's see. No, do I want to block here? Sure, I'll block. There's plenty of games that you're playing where you have a creature that you're fine with dying. And this works as a fog effect, which is really cool. Excuse me. Like maybe I go against a Craterhoof Behemoth deck, right? And you swing. Oh, actually, does Trample... Would Trample get through this? I don't remember if I've seen Trample during all this. Ooh, okay. Who cares? Trample might get through this. If it does, that would be dumb. That would make this significantly worse, which would also explain why no one uses it. I feel like I'm losing credibility because I don't know how the Trample would work on this. They're going to Pacifism our Phyrexian Vindicator. That's fine. Alright, it doesn't matter. Now, our opponent... I'm willing to bet money that they swing out at us here. And if they do... Actually, they might wait a turn. They might wait until the wedding announcement flips. Whenever they do that, though, whenever they swing all of this at us, we're going to be able to kill them. So I'm going to block here, and I'm going to block here. I want my board to get smaller. I want to incentivize my opponent to swing out against us. And again, I'm almost certain that they're waiting for this to flip. Because when that flips, most of their board will be bigger than my board. So I'm going to Revitalize here. I'll Revitalize again. Okay, another Spirit. I shouldn't have done it a second time. And we're just going to say go. So, what? At the beginning of this end step, this will flip. This puts a counter on a thing. Look at the top 7 cards of your library. You may put a permanent mana value 3 or lesser among them on the battlefield with a shield counter on it. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I think we got a good shot. Ooh, that can't target Vindicator, so that's fine. They grab Spirit. Easy day. Dude, this is going to be nuts. Our opponent's not going to see this coming whatsoever, especially with Phyrexian Vindicator having Pacifism on it. Like, they're about to get blown out and have no idea it's coming. So, like I said, this is the exact same thing as last turn. I'm going to block as much as I can to incentivize them to swing out next turn. The reason I want them to swing out next turn is because, again, as we've seen, for each creature that is swinging, we're going to get a trigger of all this damage combined, and it's going to be nuts. Hell, I'll even throw on Rune of Sustenance here. Which means that we're going to gain a ton of life. And I'll drop another Selfless Savior. Fuck it. Alright, we say go. Our opponent is in a great spot. I'm sure they're feeling great. Like, oh man, I got tons of damage. They're going to swing out. It's going to be nuts. Oh my god. But yes, dude. Something that I didn't talk about was the fact that, again, we're running Rune of Sustenance. We can give Phyrexian Vindicator lifelink, which means that all this damage that we're redirecting, we gain it as life. It's nuts. It's super, super nutty. This is going to be insane. Alright. Alright, come on, man. This is it. This is your moment. Let's see. Are you going to swing out? Do it. You know you want to. You know you want to swing out. There you go. You're going to put on the other two, too? Watch, he's going to put on this token right here. Are you? Why would you put it on the horse? The unicorn's already big enough and getting its own counters. I'm surprised they didn't put it on this tutu. I called it wrong. Alright, come on, man. Swing. Come on, Sabotage. Swing. Use your Elspeth, and then swing. Cool. Cool. Give it lifelink. Doesn't matter. Gave it flying. That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to be a little bit of a smartass, and I'm going to hit a good game. Damn, I just saw my camera lag. I updated everything that I could. I updated my camera. I updated the software using it. I changed the USB port that it's using. I can't figure out why my camera's lagging. I even changed the hertz on it. I lowered the hertz. All right, but here it is. We use Gideon Sacrifice on Phyrexian Vindicator. Let's see just how much damage, no blocks, we're going to get to assign here. This is going to be like 40 apiece. 48. How many times? Like 10 triggers on this stack? Bro, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 instances of 48 damage. We have 480 points of damage on this stack right now. This is busted. This is broken. That's not okay. That's super nuts. Oh my god, dude. If you guys have Phyrexian Vindicator crafted already, dude, spend the wild cards. Spend the wild cards and make a Gideon Sacrifice. Yes. Look at this. Look at this. Do you see this with your own eyes? That's so nuts. It's broken. It's insane. I don't know what else to say. It's just nuts. And let's not forget that in this specific instance, this game, I have lifelink. If I had wanted to, I could have sent this 48 damage. We have 10 of it to send. We could have blown up 10 of his creatures and gained 480 life and just let the game keep going. Alright guys, here we are in another game. Let's try to ruin someone else's day. We already have the 2 cards that we care about in hand. We already got the Vindicator and the Gideon Sacrifice. You know, I came across this really by accident, because I was just trying to build a deck around Phyrexian Vindicator, test it out, and I was playing with some other jank stuff. Like, I don't even remember the name of the cards, but the cards that say, like, their instance, they say deal X amount of damage to target attacking or blocking creature. I was like, you know, that would be really interesting and super janky to use with Phyrexian Vindicator, because if I swing with my Vindicator, yeah, it's going to deal the 5 damage to you from its normal combat damage. But if I use one of those on it and target my own Vindicator, it won't take that 4 damage. It'll instead reassign the 4 damage, and I could do that to any target, which means I could effectively turn that, like, defensive removal spell into burn in mono white. I was like, that would be really cool. And that's how I ended up coming across Gideon Sacrifice. Because I don't remember what I looked up, but it was something with, like, damage, you know. I probably just looked up the word damage in white and under instance. That's how I found Gideon Sacrifice, and I was just like, yo, that would be fucking sick with Vindicator. And it is indeed fucking sick with Vindicator. It's super, super nuts. Let's see. We're just going to swing 5 at our opponent. They're down to 8. If they swing enough damage at us, we just win the game. In fact, if they can amass this by 1 more and swing, they're not going to swing. Then we would win. All right, we're going to hop into the next game. That one was kind of short. But dude, this is busted. Oh, we got a reward. Mr. Orfeo. You have been granted a bonus alchemy card. Wow. Cool beans. This is nuts. This is crazy. You know, it's also crazy. Today is the 12th. Today's the Super Bowl. And I had no idea. I had literally no idea. In fact, it's late. The Super Bowl's probably over. Let me see who won the Super Bowl. I don't know if you guys care about sports, but I don't, as you can tell. The Chiefs won. 38-35 over the Eagles. Well, I hope you guys, if you do care about sports, that I didn't just spoil it for you. Hopefully you already knew and didn't, like, miss the game and happen to watch this video first. Yeah. If I happen to spoil that for you, my bad. Let's see here. We're going to Revitalize. We're going to gain 3 life. We're going to draw a card. Gideon Sacrifice. Cool beans. Cool beans. You love to see it. Opponent's playing mono blue. I don't know how we're going to do against them. We kind of want our opponent to be playing creatures, and counter spells are going to get in the way. Counter spell. I don't like the fact that we're milling either. If we mill a Vindicator, that'll be annoying. Persistent Petitioners. Yeah, so we're just going to have to win through normal damage, I think. Because our opponents, yeah, they're not going to be playing big creatures to swing at us. So we won't have good targets to, like, or we won't have a good chance to, like, redirect damage. Excuse me. Ooh. So, let's see if this deck can win against Mill. Again, we're really just trying to play against creature decks. We mill one. Cool, it's fine. Alright, come on, show me Vindicator. Tapped out, show me Vindicator. Show me Vindicator. Show me Vindicator. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Alright, let's see if they'll be tapped out for this next turn when I go to cast it. That would be very nice. Very nice. Very ideal. Huh. What does this say? This says the damage would be dealt to you, right? Yeah. I was going to say, yo, can I use this to prevent damage from any combat? But no. It's me specifically. Cool. Opponent's tapped out. Right, what does this do? It just makes us mill when you tap it. Alright. So, right, Vindicator comes down. We're going to drop a Selfless Savior to try and protect it. Not that they're going to have a way to, like, destroy it in blue. We'll swing out here. Spirited Companion is going to die. I didn't need to swing it. Whatever. No big deal. And we end the turn. Psychic Corrosion. Cool. There goes Vindicator. RIP. See, if they hit us with Tasha's Hideous Laughter, we're going to be pretty boned, actually. Our curve is really, really low, and we've already milled one of our biggest creatures, and it's over here as well on the field. So even if we milled both of these right now, that's only 8 out of the, I think, 20 CMC that Tasha's Hideous Laughter does. Let me see. Yes, Tasha's Hideous Laughter, this is what I'm talking about. 1 and 2 blue for a sorcery. Each opponent exile cards from the top of their library until that player has exiled cards with total mana value 20 or more. Ooh, Finale Revelation. Oh, exile only equals 4, so I don't really care, right? They just draw 4 cards. Cool beans, cool beans. Looking a little low. With the Psychic Corrosion, it's pretty good. Alright, we've got our opponent on a 2-turn clock. Let's see. Oh, and they've had enough. Alright. I will see you guys in the next match. Alright, here we are in game number 4? I think, yeah, game number 4, right? Let me double check. Yeah, game 4. Alright, let's see how we do. Oh, man. We did pretty well, I'm not gonna lie. That one was pretty close, but we pulled through in the end. So, let's roll into game number 5 then. Alright, opponents. Alright. Bro, it's my name. You know what? We're up to 96 subs. People, they're learning who I am. They're like, nah, man. MTG Budget Brew? Ah, hell no, dude. I don't want to play against this dude. I'm going to end up in one of his videos. Guaranteed. Guaranteed they recognize me already. Guaranteed. 100%. Alright. Packer Frog 77. Let's see what you got, man. Let's see what you got. Mulligan down to 6. Starting with red, no turn 1 play. Unless a shocker. Selfless Savior. Nope. Alright. Is it color so far? Ah. Playing a giant deck. Interesting. We could probably do very well against this. This is good. They use a lot of creatures. They use a lot of big creatures. And they deal damage with their other saga. I don't remember the name of. I think it's like something of fire and ice. Let me Google it. Maybe not. Frost? Ah, I was close. I was thinking of Battle of Frost and Fire. This card right here. When this the first part of this says deals 4 damage to each non-giant creature and each planeswalker. So redirecting that damage with our combo would be really good to us too. There'd be a lot of damage that we could shoot at our opponent's face. And we find Vindicator, so that's a pretty good start. Question is, what do I do here? Do I Revitalize or do I Spirit a Companion? I think I'm going to Revitalize. And we can drop another Selfless Savior, so that seems like a good idea to me. And we'll pass. See, the next giant spell you cast this turn costs 2 less to cast. Let's see what you got. Agar the Freezing Flame is a card that I have always liked. I haven't used it successfully in a deck, but I have always liked it. And so maybe I'll give that another shot. Alright, Quakebringer. Opponents can't gain life. Being of your upkeep, deals 2 damage to each opponent. Its ability triggers only if Quakebringer is on the battlefield or if Quakebringer is in your graveyard and you control a giant. No blocks, we take 3. Okay. So, you know what? I wanted to wait a turn to play Phyrexian Vindicator, but if they're going to deal damage to if they're going to have a way to remove Vindicator, it would normally be by dealing damage. But they can't deal damage to Phyrexian Vindicator. So it's pretty safe out here. So we're good, actually. We're chilling. Their only chance of stopping it was a counterspell, but it's too late for that. Calamity Bearer. This is very good to see. If a giant source you control would deal damage to a permanent or player, it deals double that damage to that permanent or player instead. That's very good. It's very good for us. The reason why that's very good, because that means we'll get to, reflect twice as much damage, which is bitchin'. So now I'm going to bait my opponent. I'm going to swing with Phyrexian Vindicator. We're going to hit for 5, and now they're going to think, oh, cool, he's open. He can't use Vindicator as a blocker and prevent the damage and then reassign it. Cool beans. Let's see if he swings or not. Let's see if I was able to bait. Frostbite. I could prevent this damage if I wanted to, but I'm not. They're going to get to draw a card. Cool. Because I want him to swing. That's how we'll kill him. Frostbite. Yeah, could have prevented that too and redirected. But now, I'm willing to bet he swings. Because if he swings here, ooh, he's looking at Vindicator. He's looking at Vindicator. Alright, this will stay tapped. Cool. Cool. Alright. Let's see how much damage this does. He's only swinging with 2, so I don't think this is enough to kill him. But we're going to say no blocks, and let's see if it does deal the double damage like I thought it would. 16 damage, and we're going to get that twice. That's... Ooh, nope. Trying to pick myself. Trying to hit. Good game. That's it. We got him. Bubble Snare. Bubble Snare was not what you needed. No one ever expects the Gideon sacrifice. Again, Vindicator hasn't been out that long. So, like, I'm sure people still aren't even used to playing against the regular version. But it's paired with Gideon sacrifice. Busted. OP as fuck. Absolutely nuts. Alright, here we are in another match. Opponent is running 88 cards because they're gross. Also, their name, if their name is what I think it is, it's also gross. I think their name is Mr. Poke Toucher. As in a toucher of Pokemon is what I'm assuming. Yeah, in which case, their name's gross. If his actual name is Poke Toucher or Poke Toucher or something, that's very unfortunate sounding. Star People. This is not a card that I've ever seen. There's a battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, put its counters on target creature you control, and they play the Ozolith. Ooh, I bet they're going to try some proliferate shenanigans. And if their goal is to make a bunch of creatures, put +1/+1 counters on them, make them really big, that's really good for our game plan. Now, they are running white, which is concerning, because we don't have a way to protect Phyrexian Vindicator from exile. That is the easiest way for our opponent to stop us. No blocks here. We'll take the 2. What does it say? Sparring Regimen. When there's battlefield, learn. Whenever you attack, put a +1/+1 counter on target attacking creature and untap it. That's pretty good. I think I'm just going to Inspiring Overseer. And we find Gideon's Sacrifice. Sick. Very, very cool, Kanye. Very cool. Alright, Servant of the Scale. I've played with that card. It's neat. It does pretty much the same thing, right? It enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it. When it dies, put X +1/+1 counters on target creature you control, where X is the number of +1/+1 counters on Servant of the Scale. Okay, I think I'm going to play it slow here. I'm going to drop the Clarion Spirit. Drop a Selfless Savior that we can maybe use to protect our Vindicator against the board wipe. And I'll swing 2 in the air. Because why not? Did our opponent do anything last turn? I don't think so, right? Looks like they miss a land drop. We know they have a card with double green in hand. Play Contortionist Troop for X equals 2. There's a battlefield with X +1/+1 counters on it, and it has Coven at the beginning of your end step if you control 3 or more creatures with different powers. Put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Ah, they're gonna reach their Coven right now too. I will block with Spirit Companion. Coven triggers. That's neat. I bet they put it on Servant of the Scale. Haha. Psychic. And now we drop Vindicator. And let's see. I'm going to swing these 3. Again, I want to bait my opponent into swinging. Now, I don't think they have enough damage for us to kill them. They could swing 8 damage. Actually, yeah, 8 damage by 3. That'd be 24. That'd be enough damage to kill. But. I doubt they swing out while I still have the Vindicator up. Ram through. Okay. Firing Overseer is going to die. Vindicator's chilling. Yeah, they probably just passed. I highly doubt that they swing out against us here. They could make the Star Pupil 5/5 with this trigger. Yeah, but they don't. So I'm going to swing both of these. I could try to swing the Selfless Savior. I'm going to swing out. I'm going for the big bait. Set our opponent to 9. We see if they want to swing back at us. If they swing back at us, and our Phyrexian Vindicator doesn't go anywhere, we got him. Alright. Come on. Come on, give it to me. Hydroid Crisis. It's a very good card. Seeing it being cast for X equals 1 feels a little bit bad. Not gonna lie. Oh, my opponents. You got so screwed on mana. They literally have 3 lands compared to our 6. So I feel a little bit bad. This feels dirty, dude. It's a little bit fucked up. Now we have 27 burn on this stack. Boom. Got him. Mr. Pokey Toucher. R.I.P. Alright, here we are in what is probably going to be the final game for today's video, and we're going against Russian Panda. Let's see what they've got. We already have Vindicators in hand, so that's pretty dope. All we gotta do now, find our Gideon Sacrifice. Ooh, they might be mono white life gain. Mono white life gain is good for us. Their creatures get surprisingly huge. Surprisingly huge. Which again, good for us. And because of the fact that this is broken right now and our damage is getting multiplied, we can outburn them with the damage that they swing at us. And it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Alright, mono whites. I'm not a fan of mono white life gain, if you don't know it already. If you've been watching my free-to-play climb to Mythic, you know I don't like mono white life gain. Oh man, I still need to get my daily wins on the second account. It is late. It's awkward. I should have done it this morning, but I kind of forgot about it. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, oh, you know what? I don't have to make that video, or I'm not gonna make the free-to-play video today. I'm not gonna record the next session. I'll save it for tomorrow. So I guess it kind of just slipped my mind that I still need to go in and get my daily wins. Okay, opponent played Righteous Valkyrie. Strong. We're gonna play Inspiring Overseer. And you know, taking a look at this deck now and our new goal of really just getting Vindicator and Gideon Sacrifice, getting that combo out. Really, I don't even know that I should have Borrowed Time in here. It's like I don't want to use it against my opponent's creatures. I guess it could be like a non-land permanent, right? Maybe we go against shrines or something, and they annoy me, so I can use this as removal. But like, I don't even want to use this against their creatures. Like normally, Righteous Valkyrie is normally a super juicy target. I would love to remove it this instant that it comes out, but I want this here. I want my opponent to reach that 27 life and get a +2/+2 bonus on all their creatures. That's nuts, dude. It's so interesting to be playing a deck where I want my opponent to swing big at me. I want them to swing so much damage at me. It's unbelievable. We're going to take some damage here. At least 4 in the air. They probably hold their Soul Warden, because we could double block it and kill it if we wanted to. No blocks, we take 4 in the air. The question is, are they going to swing? Would they swing into our Vindicator? Now, I don't even play Vindicator here, actually. I drop another Inspiring Overseer. We still need to find our Gideon's Sacrifice. So hopefully we can survive until then. It's not it. We can block their flyers for now. Nice Inspiring Overseer of their own. Resolve all. Bonus at 4751 life. A lot of life. They're gonna swing both of their flyers. I'm gonna say no blocks. We're gonna take that. We're down to 8. Gideon Sacrifice. No! We're 1 mana short. So we need Vindicator to live a turn. And we say go. Resolve all of it. Alright, come on. 55 life. And they're swinging 10, 14, 17. They have 20 damage. If they were to swing out, they're swinging 20 damage by 5. That's 100. So we could burn them right now for 100 damage. Angelic Guardian. That's going to hurt us. Are we still alive? We block with everything. We're still alive. Oh, I forgot about the Vindicator. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. Man, if we had 1 more mana, if we hadn't missed our land drop somewhere along the way, this would have been game. Okay, past the blockers. We're going to block with everything we've got. We need to survive this turn. 4 there. Let's see, I'm going to take 7. I go down to 1. That's super scary. So I'm even going to use the Selfless Savior here. Again, Phyrexian Vindicator. Phyrexian Vindicator will be fine without the Selfless Savior. Probably. Maybe I fucked up just now. But the Selfless Savior is only really here to protect us against board wipes. And the opponent's not going to wipe the board right now, even if they had it. They're in such a commanding spot, there's no reason to. 67 life. Now they have how much damage on board? 10 plus another 10. 27 times 6? The hell is 27 times 6? If they swing out, 162 damage. 162 damage is going to get swung at us. That's enough to burn them out. Yeah, they're at 79 life. 167 damage we're going to have on the stack. Whew. We're going to hit him with that good game, bro. You want to say good game back? It's nuts. No blocks. Bro, it's so bad. It's so mean. Boom. 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 Still got 1 more. Oh my god. Nuts. Absolutely wild. Alright, so that's going to be our final game. I think you've got a good idea of exactly how broken this combination is and everything that it can do. So let's hop into final thoughts. Alright, here we are. Final thoughts. This is the deck list I'm using. Again, it is budget. It's very simple. And this combo's, it's broken. It's OP. It's busted. It needs to get patched. But in the meantime, while it is not patched, honestly, I want more people to find out about it. I do. Tell everyone, tell all your friends, share this with everyone that you can think of, because we need this for 2 reasons. 1, I want the exposure, and I want the credit for finding it. I'm not gonna lie, I do. But secondly, again, someone important needs to find out about this so that it can get patched. And I will be checking the patch notes for the next patch to see if this does get fixed. Yeah, normally I don't really care about the patch notes. You know, they'll say, oh, we fixed, you know, some bugs, maybe some weird interactions. But I never saw anything that, like, I had experienced. So I didn't really care. But this is it. Gideon's Sacrifice Phyrexian Vindicator. If you're running Vindicator in any of your decks, throw in the Gideon Sacrifice. It is so worth your wild cards right now. It's nuts. It's mind-blowing. And that's going to wrap it up for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you in the next one.